What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much more. I'm your host, Chris, and today we have a leak for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Now, this leak has to do with Darth Vader and Hayden Christensen's return to play the epic role. We have some insight as to what exactly we should expect, what tones and what type of Darth Vader, since he has been portrayed several times across the Star Wars franchise. So we'll get into that, but potential spoiler warnings if you do not want any information about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, well, now's your time to skedaddle. But be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our other major movie and television news updates happening daily here on the channel. And let me know if you're excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I know I am, and I will be doing watch parties for it just because I cannot wait. This is one of the Star Wars projects that I have been most anticipating since before they even officially announced it, and the fact that they're bringing back so many original characters from the prequel series, I'm just super stoked to see what's going to happen. So let's dive into the plot leak. Now, we've already talked about on the channel a plot leak for the opening 10 or so minutes of the first episode, which will be revolving around Order 66, which is a pretty insane time in Star Wars history, where, as we saw in episode 3, Hayden Christensen's Anakin, or at this point Darth Vader, starts wiping out a bunch of Padawans and destroys anything and everything happening in the Jedi Temple. Now, we've seen perspectives of Order 66 happening throughout a ton of different perspectives within the Star Wars lore and franchise, most recently in Boba Fett and most extensively in the Clone Wars series, which is canon to Star Wars. However, we never shy away from any Order 66 information because it is such an intense and awesome happening within Star Wars that just has a ton of new information to uncover. So getting that and starting that will be epic. However, we have been informed that we will not in fact be seeing Hayden Christensen during this scene, but we will be getting new perspectives and new ideas of what exactly happened on that famous night. Now, specifically, we all want to know more about Darth Vader, and although we are excited to see Obi-Wan Kenobi in these in-between years that have many unanswered questions, we know that there will be a mighty duel. In fact, Kathleen Kennedy has hyped up the project's duel, saying the rematch of the century will be taking place, and other small leaks have suggested that this battle will be as intense as advertised and will take place away from Tatooine. This will be an event of Obi-Wan's big adventure, which will be made clear during the release of the series, as he will be leaving Tatooine and exploring other locations, something that the actor has been very excited to bring to the Star Wars fans. Now, this leak in particularly does give us some awesome details, saying, come the third episode, Darth Vader will join the series, and he'll be involved for the remainder of the series. So we will not be getting a quick little cameo like what we got in the trailer, where if you paid enough attention during the title sequence at the very end, you can hear Vader's iconic breathing happening while the end of the trailer is wrapping up. Now, we will be getting a lot more from Vader and Hayden Christensen than just some breathing in the Star Wars saga, and if you're wondering what that might look like, here's the explanation of what type of Vader you should be anticipating. They compared his role to his time in Rogue One, which was very short but certainly remembered, except he's going to be angrier. I remember very well Vader's appearance at the end of Rogue One, and he looked incredible. His power was very much on display, and his capability even more so. Also, they go on to explain that whereas in Emperor Strikes Back, we see an apprehensive Vader who holds back and toys with Luke, we will be seeing a Vader who is out for blood, looking for a confrontation with Obi-Wan, his old master and now #1 enemy. We've seen, obviously, in episode 3, a huge and awesome duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan, the heartbreaking duel that separated an awesome duo, and then of course the final duo between them when Darth Vader and Old Ben have a fight. Now, during the original fight that was in the Empire trilogy, the one that would see Ben sacrificing himself and becoming a Force ghost, where he says, "Strike me down and I'll become more powerful than you ever could imagine," That fight wasn't necessarily groundbreaking and amazing cinematography. Now don't get me wrong, it was for sure an epic moment in cinematic history, but the standard has been set for an epic battle between a slightly less seasoned Obi-Wan Kenobi and an extremely angry Vader. This is a fresh Vader, somebody who is currently full of rage and loss. He's just lost Padme not too long ago. This was only a couple years ago that Obi-Wan Kenobi and him fought. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi ran away with Padme, who he believed to die carrying his child, and he blames it all on Obi-Wan. The emotion is still extremely raw, and you can probably assume that Palpatine is feeding off of that emotion to make Vader even stronger and more in tune with the dark side. So while Vader has all of this raw anger and is ripping through the galaxy trying to find his rematch with Obi-Wan so that he can best his old master and gain total control over his rage, we can expect some pretty awesome scenes to come from this. I'm also pretty excited to hear that Darth Vader will be introduced in the 3rd episode and not in like the 5th or final episode, but that we'll be seeing a ton of Vader throughout the series and that he'll be playing a very important role as the main antagonist trying to fight Obi-Wan. But the tales of Vader in his early years, once he's got the helmet on, are few. The knowledge of what exactly was going on, what was he up to, and what his rage had made him capable of doing, again, it's very few in information and in count. We have close to no appearances of Vader right after he's put the helmet on, and this series is going to give us an incredible insight into what exactly we should expect. The recent trailer obviously gave us a fantastic first look at the series, and although we didn't see Vader, we did see Obi-Wan, a young Luke, the Inquisitors, and the music, of course, which put goosebumps down every one of our spine. Overall, an incredible trailer that got me even more excited for a series that I am on the edge of my seat for to begin with. I cannot wait for this series, which will drop May 25th on Disney+. And from these leaks, we're going to be getting a ton of Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader. We're going to be seeing new versions of him that are angrier, darker, and more thirsty for blood than we have ever seen before. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Sounds like we should be excited to see a ton of Darth Vader, which should have all of you guys super excited. Leading to the duel of the century, the rematch of the century, which has promised to keep up to the expectation and standard we have all dreamed of and written in our own minds. Thank you guys for watching till the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or interesting, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our other Obi-Wan Kenobi updates and MCU, DC, and much more happening daily right here on Cosmic Culture.